So the cost of living, crazy expensive. I can't believe it. But what are some hacks that you can do in your shopping? So keeping your shopping at the minimum spend is really important because it's a weekly or fortnightly or monthly reoccurring costs. It adds up over time. So although you just spend a little bit extra here over a 12-month period, for example, that becomes a lot. It's not a once-off spend. So keeping it down low is the goal. So over the years, when we had younger kids, we were spending a ridiculous amount on shopping. It was just, I swear my whole paycheck just went to the shops. Nappies, little baby foods and all sorts of different things, and making sure that you had the berries that they ate because you only want to feed them berries. We don't do that anymore. We've changed the way that we shop. We have what we call staples that we just kind of keep topped up, and we make sure that we always have them. We still eat well. We still eat fresh. We still eat healthy. It's important to us that our diet's healthy because health is something that saves you money in the long run because you don't have the reoccurring costs of not being healthy. But it's super important to make sure that when you go shopping, your shopping's healthy and your shopping's as cheap as possible. So to do that, we shop at multiple shops, but our first stop is always Aldi, and then we go to Coles, and then we go to the fruit shop. They're just all next to each other, so it's pretty easy. It's not a lot of driving around, but that's kind of like our routine. And I go once a week without a child because it's far cheaper without a child. I took my daughter on the weekend and needing particular ice cream because, yeah, she likes spending money. So we ended up with a lot of extras. But one of my hacks is to make sure that you have a spare. So I don't know what it's like where you're living at the moment, but where we live in Australia, the shops are always out of stock. So this started occurring, I don't know if it started before COVID but it particularly hit hard during COVID. And over time, I think we've just all gotten used to the fact that the shops are mostly bare for weeks sometimes with particular products. So with Aldi, recently we went 2 months without dishwashing tablets. Okay, this was a shock for me because I always buy the 10-in-1 Aldi dishwashing tablets. Not weekly because there's 30 of them, but when I need them, I want to be able to buy it. So what we've started doing is we have a spare. So anything that it regularly goes out of stock or anything that the alternative is a lot more expensive or anything that has a long shelf life, I always just have a spare. So with the dishwashing tablets, always a spare. With the washing powder, always a spare because there's particular ones that I like. And washing powder can be a couple of dollars at Aldi. If you go to Coles, there's this huge range and it's confusing. And then I need to think about, okay, who has allergies? What ones have I tried before? What's the, cost per use? I'm very analytical. It's overwhelming when I go into those shops and I have to stand there and work it all out. So just grabbing a spare and making sure that you have that extra one in your cupboards just helps with keeping the costs down.